The prospect of Sadiq Khan receiving a knighthood is not just a flawed notion, it is an affront to accountability and the very idea of merit in public service. While the honours system is often criticised for its opacity and the questionable criteria by which individuals are selected, awarding such a title to the incumbent Mayor of London would take this mockery to new heights. The petition opposing this potential honour is not merely a partisan gripe, it is a resounding cry from over 178,000 citizens who are fed up with the state of their once thriving capital under Khan's leadership. To dismiss this backlash as political noise, as Khan has so flippantly done, is to ignore the undeniable reality of a city in decline. London, under Khan's tenure, has become a cautionary tale of mismanagement, division, and misplaced priorities. Knife crime has soared to record levels, with Londoners forced to live in fear of violence that the mayor has repeatedly failed to address. The Metropolitan Police, whose data lays bare this tragic rise, has become synonymous with dysfunction, trust erosion, and scandal, all under Khan's watch. And yet, rather than owning these failures, Khan has mastered the art of deflection, blaming central government, previous administrations, or even broader societal issues, as though his office is merely a ceremonial role devoid of power or responsibility. A knighthood, then, would not just be undeserved, it would be a grotesque reward for failure. The petition organisers have rightly pointed out that Khan's leadership has left London stagnant and divided. Once a global beacon of opportunity, inclusivity, and economic vitality, the capital now feels like a shadow of its former self. Small businesses are struggling to survive amid relentless strikes and an economic climate that punishes rather than rewards entrepreneurship. Transport for London, one of the mayor's primary responsibilities, has been plagued by funding crises, reliability issues, and fare hikes that disproportionately affect ordinary Londoners. Meanwhile, Khan's much-touted environmental policies, like the expansion of the ultra-low emissions zone, ULEZ, have been criticised as regressive measures that punish working-class families under the guise of green progressivism. This is not leadership. It is a series of performative gestures designed to bolster Khan's image while leaving the city's core issues unresolved. The mayor's defenders will undoubtedly point to his electoral victories as evidence of his mandate. But votes are not a carte blanche for mediocrity. Winning elections speaks to political acumen, not necessarily effective governance. And even then, his victories have been more a reflection of Labour's dominance in the capital and the Conservatives' inability to field credible challenges than any genuine endorsement of his performance. To conflate electoral success with merit deserving of a knighthood is to fundamentally misunderstand the purpose of such honours. Titles like these should be reserved for individuals whose contributions have elevated society, not for those whose tenure has been marked by failure and divisiveness. Khan's response to the petition, laughing it off and dismissing his critics as sore losers, reveals a troubling arrogance. This is not the demeanour of a public servant committed to addressing legitimate concerns from constituents. It is the posture of a politician who has grown too comfortable in his position, insulated from accountability by the trappings of power and partisan loyalty. Moreover, his attempt to frame the opposition as mere conservative sour grapes is both lazy and disingenuous. The concerns raised by the petition transcend party politics. They speak to a broader disillusionment with leadership that prioritizes optics over outcomes. Let us also address the hypocrisy of rewarding a mayor whose tenure has overseen rising inequality and social fragmentation with a symbol of national honor. The very communities that Khan claims to champion, working-class Londoners, ethnic minorities, and young people, are the ones who have suffered most under his policies. Skyrocketing rents, unaffordable public transport, and an education system that fails to equip young Londoners for a competitive world have all deepened the divide between the city's haves and have-nots. A knighthood for Khan would not only be tone-deaf, it would be a slap in the face to those struggling under his administration. The honours system itself, of course, is not without flaws. It has long been criticised for rewarding the well-connected, the wealthy, and those who serve political agendas rather than the public good. But even within this imperfect framework, there must be a baseline of competence and achievement. To award a knighthood to Sadiq Khan would not just lower the bar, it would obliterate it. It would send a message that leaders can preside over rising crime, economic stagnation, and social division, and still be rewarded with one of the highest accolades in the land. That is not just unacceptable, it is dangerous. The citizens of London deserve better. They deserve leadership that prioritizes safety, opportunity, and unity over self-promotion and performative policymaking. They deserve a mayor who takes responsibility for failures and works tirelessly to address them, not one who laughs off criticism and doubles down on divisive rhetoric. And they certainly deserve an honours system that reflects genuine service to the nation, not one that panders to political expediency. In the end, this debate is about more than just one man or one title. It is about the values we choose to uphold as a society. If we reward failure, we normalize it. If we honor mediocrity, we diminish the achievements of those who genuinely deserve recognition. Sadiq Khan's tenure as Mayor of London has been a nightmare, to borrow the phrase used by his critics. To knight him would be to insult the very principles that such honors are supposed to embody. It is not enough to simply oppose this potential travesty. We must demand a higher standard from those who seek to serve, lead, and represent us. Anything less is a betrayal of the trust we place in public office.